This is my job. This is my job. Hey there, folks. So, not really a video on any of the normal topics. I'm going to be a little bit self-indulgent and celebrate 1 year of professional this. So I guess first and foremost, and more than anything, thank you. The viewers, the subscribers, YouTube channel members, the Patreon supporters. I would not be able to say that this was my job if it weren't for every single one of you. And the fact that this is my job is amazing to me. So for anyone who's newer around here and wasn't watching prior to when this happened, or who just cares for a recap, a year ago, I was laid off from my day job. A day job that I'd been at for 9 years and f***ing hated. I hated that job so much. I'm not going to get too far into the weeds on this, but I never loved that job, but I didn't hate it for the entire 9 years. So I'm not going to name the company, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but I was working for a company that actually physically made stuff. I started in customer service. Didn't like it there when I started, but that was actually more of an issue of my immediate coworker who sat right next to me, who I did not get along with at all, and who thankfully was fired about, 6 months into the job. And then the inside sales person, if you don't know, inside sales, it handles the smaller accounts. So the inside salesperson left for other work, and the head of sales at the time decided to experimentally, rather than hire a new inside salesperson, try having the customer service department take on the inside sales accounts and see how that worked. It didn't work great, but he did notice that I was handling that kind of work better. Not surprising. I've had customer service and also sales jobs before that. So I became the new inside sales manager. And while I never loved it, at no point did I love it, because my passion is in creativity. My passion is not in calling up businesses to see how much of the stuff we make they want to buy this month. My passion's never going to be there, but I didn't hate it. As far as day jobs go that paid the bills, it was fine. And honestly, it paid decently. But that was where things started to go downhill, because there was a stretch of time where I used to say, I don't really like my job, but at least they pay me well to not like it. Yeah, that didn't stay the case. When the head of sales who initially brought me in, when he moved on, the person who took over, first thing they did was slash my commission rate. I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of exactly what they did or how they did it, but they didn't touch my base salary. But my commission was slashed to the tune of me making $15,000 less from the year before they did that to me to the year when they did it. They cost me 15 grand. And I had no control. I had no say. My only option would have been to quit. And I didn't, because the job market where I am sucks. And it sucks especially if you don't have a degree in anything, which I don't. And I was also looking at the fact that any job I was really qualified for that was actually going to cover my bills decently was going to be based off my work experience. And my work experience was doing the crap I was already doing. I'd be rolling the dice on, would I like this other company better? if I could even find another one to apply a job for. So I stuck it out. And then they screwed with my commission rate again the next year. Didn't hit me as hard, but that's because I didn't have the same pool of income for them to ding. So that time it only cost me, I don't know, $3,000-$4,000 from the year before. But at this point, like, they effectively slashed my take-home pay by almost 20 grand. And if you think that maybe at this point I was kind of half-assing the job, yeah, no, frankly, I was. Because they made it very clear that it didn't matter to them if I did the job well. They weren't going to pay me what they used to pay me. And I'm sorry, if you are going to screw me over that hard, I will do the work you tell me to do. I'm not going to be enthusiastic about it. I'm not offering up any more than is asked of me. So yeah, I was kind of checked out for about 2 years. Went every day, was kind of checked out. And then COVID happened. And that initially meant working from home, which meant even less getting done. Because look, this is ADHD added into the mix. It was hard enough for me to focus on doing any work while I was physically in the office when there was very little else I could actually be doing than the work that I was assigned. Now having to work from home with ADHD in a house where I have literally a bajillion other things. I say literally, figuratively, a bajillion other things that I could be doing instead with what is around me. And you expect me to get work done. Yeah, well, not even out of spite, but no, I was even less productive because this is not going to work for me. It's just not. And then I got laid off in July of last year. And it was the best thing to happen to me in a long time. It was a relief. Even before I made that information public, which then resulted in a huge jump to the Patreon support. Way more. I figured I'd get way more than I ever could have suspected. Even before that jump happened, I was relieved to not have to go to that job anymore. And then the bump did happen. And I found myself thinking, I might actually be able to do this. And now here we are a year later. Here's the thing. I now love what I do. I love my job. And anyone who knows me day to day can tell you I am a much happier person right now than I was a year ago. I had a lot of bad mood days those last couple years at that job. It infuriated me and I hated it so much. To not only not have the weight of that, but to do something that energizes me, I'm falling short of words. This has been absolutely life-changing. And when I took the leap, I wasn't sure it was going to work. And now that the book is out, and I've started, working on other writing projects. Again, this is working with my ADHD. I got a Chromebook, and I'll either I've got a room downstairs that I'll either write in there, or in nice days and nicer weather, I'll go out on the porch and I'll write, and I get so much more done because I'm just on the computer I edit on. I'm just so used to doing a bajillion things other than writing that my ADHD kicks in, and if I try and write, I'll get a couple sentences in, and then my brain's like, check this, check Twitter, see if there's comments that need moderating, work on this edit, etc., etc. But I take the Chromebook out to the porch. I ideally leave my phone inside, but I write, and I write so much faster and so much more productively. My work day now consists of things like watching movies, taking notes, writing scripts in the sun on a porch, getting to sit down and talk with you. This is my job. The job I was at before, I'd been wondering for about a year, if I left, could I pull together what I would need to be able to do the YouTube full time? And the doubt of that, the fear of leaping and not making it kept me there. Because, like, I'm not just worried about myself. I have a kid. I have people dependent on me. So if I was the only one who I had to care for, I might have even tried to do that well before this. But it felt irresponsible to try. And while I kind of wish it had happened sooner, the circumstances of one of the worst freaking years on the planet set me free. And you people caught me. There's a lot that goes on in the world, in the things I talk about in entertainment and just in general, that can weigh on you and on me. But people cared. I lost my job, and people cared and came out to help and are continuing to help, are making this possible. I now literally have my dream job. And I made it a year. I'm really doing this. I had wondered, am I going to get 6 months into this and realize I'm not going to be able to cover it? And look, there were tight moments. When I got my tax bill from 2020, that thing was scary. That thing was really scary. And I was stressed about that. And like I'm headed into the, future tax situations, I think, with a better understanding of what it is I need to do to be sure I'm prepped and ready, and the things I need to do to have it not hurt as much. But even the times between when I got my tax bill and when I was able to pay it, while there was stress and it wasn't fun, I will happily take the financial stress of making sure that I've got everything covered while getting to do this over financial security and a soul-crushing job. I will take this always, every day. I am so grateful to be able to do this. And by this, I don't just mean this channel. I mean the podcast. I mean TikTok, as silly as it is. The book. I wouldn't have had the time to have the book out by now if I was still stuck at that goddamn job. The support that I have built, that you have shown me has made so many amazing things possible. And I literally cannot thank you enough. I do not have words to thank you enough. So I will just simply say thank you. And here is to many, many more years. Whatever your thoughts are or anything you want to say, drop something down in the comments and let's talk about it. Like, share, subscribe, help me out. Obviously, there's the Patreon. There's the link. I can't always use more support, but I never want the fact that I continue to push these things and hope to grow things further to make it seem like the support I have isn't enough. The support I have is incredible. And it means the world to me. If you want to add some to that, those are ways to do it. YouTube memberships, etc., etc. But you don't have to. Which is part of what's wonderful about the fact that when I forcibly had to take the leap, that so many of you came out to catch me. You didn't have to. And you did it anyway. And that is what makes you the Council of Geeks. While I am simply honored and privileged to be able to run the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned.